What's up, it's me, Curiousjoi, and if you do not know who I am a person who does things on the internet. Today specifically, we were talking about the things that I do on Twitch. This year, I decided to go all in when it comes to Twitch because I used to stream very randomly on there, play games, do all this stuff, but this year I was like, I'm going to make a point to stream more. There's a reason why that I wanted to stream more is because I have a backlog title of games that needed to be beaten and I wanted to be accountable for doing so. That is the reason why I wanted to go all in on Twitch. But along the way, there were lessons learned, and then I discovered that I just enjoy playing video games for you guys, and I enjoy hanging out in the chat with you guys, and it's just something that I have so much fun doing, so I wanted to do it a lot more. And now that I've been doing it a lot more, I've run into problems, I've run into positive things, I've run into a lot of negative things, but overall, I just uncovered a new thing that I didn't know how to handle certain situations. So I wanted to let you guys know some of the things I wish that I did faster because I knew this a thing that I should do, but then I never really did it because I didn't think I was ever going to be to that point where I needed to do it. But I feel like this is something I wish I would have taken a little bit more seriously, and then I wouldn't have had to have these issues happen. So I wrote down about like 4 lessons that I learned that I want to pass on to you. Granted, of course, this may not work for everyone, or this may not be things that happen to you guys, but this is just something that happened to me this year, and I figured that it would be useful to help you out. So lesson number 1 is take no prisoners. I know I titled it Take No Prisoners because I wanted it to seem so drastic and whatever, but when I was streaming on Twitch and even YouTube and any social media, I would always just be very, I mean, I still am, but just be very positive and just let them talk to me how they want to, or let them just say whatever they want and be like, oh, whatever, who cares, yay, there's someone paying attention to me. That is not what you do. If someone is treating you in a way or talking to you in a way that you do not think is right or you want to be talked about, say something or ban them. We live in this world that's already just blech. So the last thing we need is to be able to be putting on this show or hanging out and talking and then having people disrespect you and be like, look, that's not cool. If they keep doing it, then it's time to drop the ban hammer. And I never thought I would get to the point where I had to ban a lot of people on my Twitch. That sucks, but I had to do it. And that leads to my lesson number 2. The reason why this was a problem for me is because I would stream, and I'm a person that wants to do everything myself. I gotta do it all. I gotta make sure I monitor the chat, make sure I play the game right, make sure I talk a lot, make sure I do all this stuff. I wanted to do that all myself because I didn't think I was having a big enough audience to be able to get mods, do all that stuff. But my lesson number 2 was get mods. So the reason why I came up with the lesson of take no prisoners is because for some reason, there was trolls, not for some reason, I know there were trolls on the internet, but I decided to play one day and I wanted to play Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter is one of my favorite fighting games of all time. So I was having a bad day and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna hang out with everyone on Twitch. I have fun streaming on Twitch, it's great. So I decided to turn on Street Fighter 5, and that day, where I'm already having a bad day, I had people in the chat coming in randomly, and this is where I had to already have my thing set to followers only because I had this troll that would just make up new names every 5 seconds just to harass not only me but people in the chat. So that was already unacceptable, and you had to keep banning them over and over again. That should have been a clear sign that I needed mods then, but I did not have them yet. But the last straw was when I was playing Street Fighter 5 and I had all these people making new names. Pretty much could have been the same person that was already banning to begin with, but they kept coming in and saying like I would look like a dude, that I was a linebacker, and that I just suck at video games. I was like, cool, this is great. I don't care when people come in and say those things to me because I don't know them, but the thing that really bothered me was that I had to take time out for the people that were just genuinely enjoying what I was doing on Twitch to go to my computer, type it out, ban it, whatever, and have to take time out to be able to do that. And so that was one of the things, the clear moment where I was like, you know what, trust someone else to take care of this so I can continue entertaining and putting on a good show for the people that are watching, because it just was taxing on me and it was exhausting to have to deal with all of that stuff. So definitely don't be like me and think that you could do everything yourself. get help, get mods. I got some great mods. They do stream as well. You guys are so awesome, and because of you guys, I'm able to continue doing the show without having to deal with the chat, because they have that chat on lock. That is the biggest lesson of all, is getting the mods and just making sure that you have those people to have your back, and that is just one of the tough ones. That, and don't stream Fortnite and Street Fighter 5, because apparently that's where all the trolls came from. The next 2 lessons I learned were a little bit smaller and less like, bah! I have a schedule, but then there's sometimes life happens and schedule doesn't work out. And so I felt that I was being like, oh my gosh, I have to move this because of this, because I don't do this full time. I don't do this YouTube full time. I have a job. And so when things happen, like I have to move things around. So then I decided to just, instead of having days, like have my favorite days, like you can be sure to kind of see me on here around these days, but I made a consistency enough. I wanted to be more consistent, so my consistent in my own self was making sure that I stream at least 3 days a week. That is my dedication, that's what it is, but if I can't work on this day, then I can move it around and I won't feel as bad as not being there Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. I'm sure later down the line I'll be able to have a set schedule with the set times, but since this is not a full-time thing and I just do it because I love it, 3 days a week is all you get from me. And then the last lesson that I learned is the best lesson ever. It makes me so happy to do this. I was watching a whole bunch of people, and I was watching my friend Kawaii Guy, John, streaming, and then he ended up raiding somebody, and then they went to their stream, and then I was like, oh, this is cool, I get to watch a new streamer before I'm raiding. And then as soon as he raided that person raided somebody else, and then I just kept going down this raid train of all these different streamers, but it was able to make my eyes open to so many more things that it's hard to browse for. And when I saw the reactions of the people who got raided and how appreciated they were, I was like, oh my god, thank you so much for raiding, like you guys are all welcome and stuff like that. It made me feel so happy, and so I started raiding more at the end of every stream. And then when I raid somebody and then I see how excited they are and how welcoming they are, like I met so many, not met like physically met, but online, I met so many new streamers that I follow, and just like that's just how I learned that you can build a community with Twitch, because it's already hard to find people in the browsing section. So raiding people has just been one of my favorite things to do. And the final lesson that I have for you today. But that is all I have for you today. I hope any of my lessons that I learned this year on Twitch help you out. Yeah, that is my advice. If you want to be a streamer, just start streaming. And same with videos. If you want to make YouTube videos, just hit the record button and talk about the things that you love. Because the more you plan and don't do it, it'll never happen. So just make it happen. But that is it for me. If you want to see more videos, be sure to subscribe and do all that YouTube fun stuff. Until then, I will see you guys in my next video.